Welcome to this video guide. In the previous video, we completed the setup and authorization of the Silk Loop returns integration. Now, let's see how to use it efficiently for daily return processing. The core value of this integration is automatic synchronization. All return data will automatically flow between Shopify, TikTok Shop, and Loop returns, saving you significant manual effort. Next, you will see the full process from monitoring status and handling logistics to completing refunds. First, let's see how orders are synchronized. On the Orders page, the Silk connector syncs TikTok Shop orders to Shopify and uses the TikTok Shop order ID as the Shopify order name. This unified ID is key, and it is also the order name displayed in Loop returns. It ensures that Loop returns can accurately match the same order and correctly process return requests later. So, how are return records created in the Loop system? The core principle is simple: return creation is fully automated. For all approved returns, when a return request is created in TikTok Shop, most are approved automatically by TikTok Shop, while some require you to manually approve them in the TikTok Shop Seller Center. Regardless of how it's approved, the integration will immediately and automatically create a corresponding return record in Loop returns. No additional action is required from you. Even for returns requiring manual approval, if you don't process them within the approval window, typically 24 to 48 hours, depending on TikTok Shop policy, TikTok Shop will automatically approve them after the window expires, and the return integration will then create the corresponding return in Loop returns. For rejected returns, if you choose to directly reject a return request in the TikTok Shop Seller Center, that request will not create any record in Loop returns, and no further action is needed from the merchant on Loop returns for this case. For refund-only cases, meaning refund requests where the buyer does not need to ship the product back, the system will also create a record in Loop. This allows merchants to maintain a complete record of return and refund requests for auditing and tracking purposes. Please note, for such cases, you cannot perform a reject operation in Loop as no physical product assessment is involved. Its primary role is audit trailing. Once TikTok Shop completes the refund, the status in Loop will be automatically updated to refunded. Now, let's walk through the standard workflow for returns that require the product to be shipped back. This process consists of two main phases: logistics handling and final completion. In the first phase, you'll handle the shipping label. You have two options here: manual generation. You generate the label and tracking number in Loop returns, and once you do, the integration automatically uploads it to TikTok Shop for the buyer. Automatic generation, which you can enable in the Loop returns integration settings by turning on Auto Create Shipping Label for TTS returns. Just make sure two things are set up in Loop first: the generate option is enabled in your return policy, and your shipping carriers are configured. Once on, labels are created and synced instantly with no action needed from you. Regardless of which method you use, once the label is with the buyer and the product is shipped back, we move to the final phase. After you receive and check the returned item, the return can be finalized in two ways: manually, by clicking Process Return in Loop; automatically, if you've configured automation rules in your Loop return policy, for example, by setting the processing event to Delivered in the Return Outcomes section. This means a return can be processed automatically as soon as the carrier status updates to Delivered. Whichever way you trigger it, this action starts a series of synchronizations. Loop marks the return closed, the integration updates Shopify and retrieves the return accepted status, and finally triggers the refund on TikTok Shop, keeping all platforms consistent. Another scenario is if you find an issue with the returned item upon receipt and need to reject the return. You can click Reject Return in Loop returns. Similarly, this action will be synchronized to TikTok Shop by integration. Important note: please be aware that according to TikTok Shop policy, specific conditions must be met to reject a return, usually after you have received the returned package, or more than 10 days after the package was shipped. Once a return is rejected in Loop, the system will update the Shopify order through its normal workflow. The returns integration will then automatically sync this rejected return status to TikTok Shop. It's also important to note that Loop returns allows you to reject individual line items within a return, but TikTok Shop currently does not support partial rejection. Therefore, only returns where all items are rejected will be synced to TikTok Shop. Partial rejections will not be reflected there. Finally, let's see how to monitor your return operations within Silk. When you click the Loop Returns entry in the Silk connector sidebar, the first thing you see is this home dashboard. It provides a snapshot of your key data, total orders, the total number of orders synced to your store, total returns, the total number of return requests generated on TikTok Shop. Loop processed, this is the most critical number, showing how many returns have been automated through this integration. The chart below visually shows return quantity trends, helping you understand business dynamics. On the orders page, you'll see all orders processed through Loop Returns. To dive deeper into any order, simply click on its order ID. This will open a detailed sidebar showing you the customer's information, the items they purchased, the sync status, and a timeline of key events, which is invaluable for troubleshooting. To locate specific orders, you can search by ID or filter the list based on criteria such as TikTok Shop fulfillment status, completion status, and date range. You can also sort orders by update time, creation time, or total price, with the ability to export the data for reconciliation and performance analysis. To summarize, the Silk Loop Returns integration frees you from tedious manual work through automated data synchronization. You can focus on handling the substantive return process within Loop Returns, while the system ensures data consistency across all platforms. That's the complete demonstration of the integration. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have further questions or need additional assistance, please refer to the comprehensive user manual or contact our customer support team. Happy selling!